Black Out Loud Media Group. Welcome back to another episode of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast, the place where poetry meets conversation. I'm your host, Terrence P. Elmore, and before we get into today's topic, make sure you hit that plus sign so you don't miss an episode. Also, please subscribe to my blog, thebrownssugarcafe.blog, and if you find any value in this episode or any other episodes, make sure you leave a heartfelt review. So with that being said, let's get to it. What's up, everybody? We're back with another episode. Hope that everybody's doing well. Hope that everybody had a wonderful weekend, and I hope that everybody is enjoying this fall weather. Man, I must tell you, it's really nice outside. It's a nice cool breeze outside. It's not hot. I'm loving it. Well, today we have a special guest, and I don't think this guest has been on my show before in this capacity. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Nicole from It's Clay by the Way. Nicole, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing pretty good. What's been new with you? How are you? How's everything going?
Everything is going pretty good. New things. I'm here. You said I haven't been here in this capacity. The last time I was here was with I'm Not My Yesterday, my blog, but today I'm here today I'm here as Nicole, the hands behind It's Clay by the Way.
How's your fall been so far?
It's been pretty laid back, pretty cool. Trying to get some new pieces out, some pieces with some warmer colors and different shapes and stuff like that. But other than that, my fall's been pretty good.
You celebrated 1 year with It's Clay by the Way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And to celebrate, you had a event.
I did. I celebrated with my 1 year anniversary and my first pop-up, my very first pop-up that I hosted in August.
So how does it feel to be 1 year deep in the game? For those of you all who don't know, It's Clay by the Way creates affordable polymer clay jewelry to complement the natural beauty and individual style of the woman. And jewelry right now is focused on earrings. Correct. So how did you get started? First of all, before we talk about the event, how did you get started creating these wonderful pieces?
Well, I've always loved accessories, especially earrings. And I would say a couple of years ago, I started purchasing different pieces from different makers, polymer earrings. And at the time, I wanted to take pictures and do like flat lays with outfits and then, use accessories. And during the time that I was doing that, I was like, well, this is what I'll do. I'll just purchase them. I'll take pictures. I'll tag them, tag the makers, and that'll just be something I'll do. And, sometimes when we think we have a plan, God has a different plan. So during that time, the Lord began to speak to me and he was like, no, you're not going to purchase earrings and just set up flat lays and take pictures. You're going to learn how to make them yourselves. So once I heard that, I began to do some research, began to reach out to a few makers, with different questions. I began to look at videos on how to make it. Then I went and I purchased my items that I needed, my material, my clay, and purchased a clay roller, which you did. You bought me my first clay machine. And I just got to the table and I just started creating.
You put out some pretty cool pieces, and I must say myself, as a guy, just looking at the different designs and stuff, I'm like, this is pretty dope. A lot of patterns and things. And seeing the earrings, I wondered, like how you want to create these different designs, and to see you do it, I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. And I'm glad you started it and stuck with it. So you're a year deep into It's Clay by the Way.
I am.
You had an event. How did the event go?
Well, the event was very laid back. It was very intimate. Family, friends. Some of the ladies who purchased pieces from me, they came. I had it in North Charleston at the Creative Realm space, and had a few hors d'oeuvres, had some nice music playing, and then I had two tables set up for purchase of the clay earrings. So it was very nice just to see my family and my friends out supporting me. You know, you, my husband, he were there, and it was just a good experience, a good time, and I really enjoyed it. And I was very proud of myself for sticking with it and just seeing it all the way through and just doing it. So it was a pretty dope event.
It was. So putting together your first event, how was that?
It was different because I've never done anything like this before. It was very different. Just having to keep track of different things that I needed, far as like, you know, what I wanted to have there, the type of vibe that I wanted to have in that particular space. My colors, it just got very at some points it got kind of overwhelming for me, but I had to just kind of like step back, because it was times that it was like, you know, I'm just gonna call it off. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna put a cancellation event is canceled. You know, I was just gonna put it out there, but it was like, no, you have to stick with it. You have to do it. It was almost like I had to prove to myself that I was gonna be able to do it, because I procrastinated a lot in my past or whatever. I would always start things and don't finish. So this was something that I wanted to really show myself that I was able to do. So just reaching out to different individuals, you know, getting the venue, also reaching out to caterers, and my family stepped up. My cousin Toya and my Aunt Mary, they provided, you know, food. My Aunt Jackie, my Aunt Joan, they came in with the decorations. Jackie helped with she helped with the table, getting everybody checked out and everything. So just to have that type of support, it made it so much easier. But yeah, it was an experience. It was an experience.
So from this event, now that you have some experience, or are there some things that you say you probably would do different this next time, or?
Yes.
It's
some things.
It's a lot?
Not a lot. I would just, the next time I would have more help. You know, I would like have people in place to take care of certain things that I didn't have to really, you know, stress about or worry about. Because on top of planning everything and getting everything together, I was also making products, so I can have inventory to have there at the pop-up. So I was making earrings and also planning an event at the same time. So the next time, what I've learned from this is that the next time I would definitely have some more help, and I would have different people in place to take care of certain things.
You know, I've noticed whenever someone puts on an event and I've seen this year, last year, when people put on events, they always say it's good to have a team. I've never, you know, I'm pretty sure it happens, but I've never seen anybody just do something by themselves and it's like, yeah, this is pretty good. Everybody says, I wish I had a team.
Yeah.
And then as things progress, they've always had like family and friends chip in and help, and that made a big difference.
Yes, it did. It really made a big difference for me.
So that's why it's always important to have like a good network, a good support team, family and friends, people who believe in what you're doing, people who support what you're doing.
Also doing this whole planning and getting everything together, I have a mentor, Miss Elisa Baxter, and when I said she really, really helped me. I mean, she prayed through the event. She was there at the event praying, and just being able to connect with someone like that who can touch and agree with you and just wanting the best for you and the best for your event, it really helped me. So thank you, Miss Elisa.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Elisa, for I was expecting that laugh after. Oh man. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I must say, just being there, even if I didn't know you and I was there, it was a lot of warmth, and the event was very welcoming. It was very joyful.
Very.
Like I said, I had a lot of support. And one thing about when you have a product that's geared towards women will show up.
They do.
And they were buying earrings, multiples at a time.
They were.
I just, wow.
And another thing that I appreciated, just being in that space, just seeing everybody just, stay around and they just talk with one another and being able to laugh, and then just seeing how everybody fellowship, that just made me feel good. And then also a lot of the ladies who came, who've already purchased pieces from me, they wore their pieces that they purchased already. So just being able to see my product and seeing the thing that I love so much doing, and seeing other females and stuff wearing it, it just warmed my heart that day.
Yeah, It's Clay, by the way. Very interesting name. Where did you get that name from? What was the inspiration behind that?
Okay, so I was trying to come up with a name for, my business, polymer clay earrings, and I was just up and down with different names. And I remember going to pick up a pair of glasses, and when I was leaving out, one of the employees at the eyewear place or whatever, she was like, "I like your dress, by the way." And I was like, I remember coming home and I was like, Terrence, why when people say stuff, sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, cute dress, by the way," or when I did a photo shoot with Trinise and I had on those bell-bottom pants, yeah.
All day long you were getting compliments on them pants everywhere we went.
Those bell-bottom pants were hitting. So and the guy who saw me with the bell-bottom pants, he was like, "Oh my gosh, nice pants, by the way." So I was like, what is that with it's by the way? I said, I should be just like, "It's Clay, by the way." And when I said it, you was like, "That's it." And I said, "It's Clay, by the way." And you were like, "Yeah." And then when I said it again, I was like, "It's Clay, by the way." Like, yeah, because a lot of times, just like I said with me, when I would see the earrings, I didn't believe it was clay. And so a lot of times people would be like, that's clay? You making it with clay? So it's Clay, by the way. And that's how I came up with the name.
Yeah, I was still trying to figure out how the earrings were clay and how they were made, because I thought the earrings were being painted in these different designs. I didn't know it was different colors of clay and rolled out a certain way and different, it's a whole thing.
It's a process, because like Terrence like for me to talk about the process, especially when I said the slabs. But you make your cane, and from your cane you create your slab, and from your slab you begin to cut out your pieces. So it is a whole process when it comes to making these earrings.
Yeah, it is a whole process, and a process that you have down very well. So very proud of you for that.
Thank you. And I'm still learning. There's so many different things that I want to do when it comes to creating pieces with clay. So I'm still learning, and I'm so excited about what new things that I'm going to create.
How do you find inspiration for your pieces?
It's a lot of things. It may be sometimes it may be a piece of clothing that I have, or something that I see, like clothing wise, or some shoes, or it may be something on the television. If we're watching something, I might see something, and if you notice, sometimes I'll pause or just take a screenshot, take a picture of what's on the TV. So it's just different things. Sometimes it may be a song, me just listening to music, and sometimes I just see it. Like, okay, I'm going to take this black and I'm going to do this and I'm going to add this. So it just comes from different areas.
Now you mentioned from a song, listening to me. Well, you said listening to music. Like what? How does that? Because I'm thinking, well, I know you can pull inspiration from anything because I do so myself. But like, how does that speak to you as far as picking out a design for earrings?
It just depends on what I may be listening to at the time, or even before I get to the table. Like Moonchild puts me in a headspace that just that makes me just want to flow, and like creativity just comes out. And then just like when we go to the gym, and you go to the gym, you have a certain playlist of stuff that you have, and when you put that on, it's going to be sometimes that you're going to push yourself a little more, just depending on what you listening to. Like for the last month or so that I've been going to gym, my playlist has been Killer Mike, and so I've been going So I've been going in, like lifting, and so it just depends. It just depends on where I am. You don't have to use
Keep going.
So it just depends on what I'm listening to at the time. But just like I said, Moonchild, it just puts me in a place that I can just create and just flow. And yeah, if you all have never listened to Moonchild, just give them just a quick listen. Their Voyager album, Little Ghost, is my favorite, and their newest album, Starfruit. Check them out. You'll thank me later.
And the show is not by any way sponsored by Moonchild.
No, it's not.
So you really get into a creative space, like, because for anyone who hasn't seen your pieces, these are actual pieces of art.
Thank you.
They're very you can tell thought is put into them, the design, the craftsmanship, because these are handmade.
They are handmade, yes. And another thing with working with polymer clay is just like when I first started purchasing pieces from different makers, I just was so intrigued because I was like, there's no way that this can be clay. There is no way that this can be polymer clay. Can't be. And so that alone just had me like, I got to get my hands on this to see exactly how this happens, the process. And when you look at it, it's just like a square. It's just like almost like a clump.
Yeah.
But you take it, and when you take it and you sometimes you cut it, sometimes you can twist it together. It just depends. But once you take this clump of clay that looks almost like nothing, when you take this clump of clay that almost looks like nothing, and then you begin to put your other pieces together, sometimes foil, sometimes you can use powders. It just depends. Some people use paint. It just depends. But you take this and then you create something so beautiful out of clay, and they're so lightweight. A lot of times we get accessories, especially earrings, and they be very weighty. So people be very mindful of that, not to put too much pressure on your earlobes and stuff like that. But they're very light, and they're non-toxic. So I love working with my hands. I love creating these pieces.
So is polymer clay like the same thing as like the clay that we find outside?
See in the sand, outside, in the dirt, underneath the ground?
Yeah.
No.
It's not. Okay. I mean, some people might be wondering that.
No, that's not polymer clay, y'all. Don't go in your yards and start digging up stuff and then bringing it in the house and talk, but you're going to make some earrings. It's not the same.
Why would somebody do that?
I don't know. They might listening to this. They might be like, oh, hey, let me check. Well, it's not the same thing.
I'm glad I asked that question just in case somebody was.
I'm glad you did.
Planning on going in the backyard and like, I'm going to make some earrings.
Yeah.
So, would you say there's a difference? Because this is, even though this is your first solo vendor event, it's not your first vendor event. Because you're a veteran in this thing.
I'm not a veteran. Haha.
So would you say, or is there a difference in prepping for an event versus prepping for a new drop that you do on your website?
Oh yeah, it's a difference with prepping for, say, if I'm a vendor somewhere, than doing the drop. Because with being a vendor, I mean, you're going to have your inventory, your product, but then you're also going to need your display and your setup. How you want your table to look, what it is that you want the people to see when they come up to your table. So you have to take all of that into consideration. Like when I prep for my new drop, it's just me like making my pieces, staging my shoots to take pictures and photos of them or whatever, so I can upload them on the site. So it is a difference with being a vendor and then just preparing for a new drop.
I'm glad you brought that up about the taking pictures and uploading your site. So anybody who's ever seen her website, she takes these pictures herself. How did you get into that? Because these pictures look very professional. I'm not going to give away your setup, and you don't give away your setup either. But
Can I give my name?
The what?
The person who told me about it?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah.
But it looks like you might have taken these pictures in like a studio or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they're very good photos. They're very professional. So how did you, and even on Instagram, because you share some of those photos on your Instagram and your Facebook.
I do.
And also, like I said before, like your website. But how did you get into that? And of course, who showed you how to do it or whatever?
Well, just like I said, before I started doing the earrings, I was interested in doing like flat lay photography. So
what is flat lay photography?
Flat lay is like, this is how I'm going to, I don't know the professional terminology for it, but it's like you kind of stage your pieces, and it's the positioning of how you take your picture. It's usually like overhead so that you can snap it. So everything is like in certain places and it looks like a flat lay.
So it's laying flat.
Yeah.
So flat lay is a fancy. So pretty much flat lay is a fancy way of saying laying
flat.
Okay.
Correct.
Right.
But
it's flat to lay.
Yes, okay. Flat lay. So when I started with that, my sister, Deshanna Elmore, shout out to Your World on Film. I shared with her what it was that I wanted to do, and she just gave me some tips and told me what all I need to use and how to set it up, which is very easy, and also how to really, really get the best out of natural light. Because my pictures the pictures that I do take and I upload and everything is all natural light. Like, it's the time of day you take it, where you have everything set up, all of that makes a difference. So that's how I learned, and I just started practicing and doing everything, and everything is taken on my iPhone. So
oh yeah, these some pretty good phones that we have.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so a lot of people just have the phones just because they're iPhones to say they have iPhones, but the phones do a lot of very good things, especially if you're doing video and photography.
Yes.
You just have to take the time to learn.
Now, ain't like your cinematic video that you be taking for T-Dub. Now, I ain't get there yet, but it takes some really good pictures.
But your phone still does have that high definition. Yeah. I just have a different model. That's all.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do, brother.
That's all. I really want that 15. That external record on external hard drive is that's a game changer.
Yeah, you've been talking about it for
a
couple of weeks now.
Yeah, because I want a camera, because I want to do some photography too. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, should I just get a new phone and kind of? But anyway,
you get the new phone, because my thing is to purchase a camera. I want to invest and purchase a camera so that I can take more photos. I also want to get into taking it with more females, have models some of the pieces and stuff like that. Yeah, so
just sitting here talking to you and thinking about it, and I've thought about it before, it's like, It's Clay by the Way is a very creative space, because you're creating earrings, you're taking a design and making it real, making it tangible, and you're also taking pictures and you're setting up and positioning, your pieces, and it's like this is a whole creative process.
Yeah,
it's not like
a production.
It is. It's how production should be.
Yeah.
And you execute it very well.
Thank you.
So hats off to you. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to share with my listeners before I let you get out of here?
Sure.
Any new drops?
I just did a drop September the 29th. So head over to my website. It's claybytheway.square.site. Check it out there. But I would leave you with this. If there's something like for probably like a couple of years, I really didn't know what it is that I wanted to do. And when I didn't know what I wanted to do, I was trying to do everything, but I wasn't being fulfilled. And it wasn't until I really prayed and talked to God about what was in my heart. And it's like after that conversation and that prayer, it's like something opened up inside of me, and He gave me this creative idea with It's Clay by the Way. And ever since I started doing that, like, I found a new joy. Because when I said I love what I do, I love what I do. And even though I make the earrings, I create the earrings and everything, my joy comes from when I see other women wearing my pieces and seeing the smiles on their faces, and just seeing, because I know how it is just to want to feel beautiful, or, just to want to be able to fix yourself up and to really get yourself together. And just a piece of accessory can make a difference in your outfit. So when I see the joy on females' faces when they wear them, and just, the messages that I get, and when the new drop come, how they're so encouraging and so like, yo, we were waiting, or, wow, this drop, I can't wait. I already see 2-3 pairs I want. It just makes me feel really, really like it's very special to me. So what I will leave you with is, don't ever count yourself out. That thing that's in your heart that you want to do, go ahead and do it. Trust God. Let him lead you, because he said that his ways are not our ways. And what we may think is our plan is not his plan. And when I stopped trying to just want to do everything and just focused on what it is that he wanted to do with me, that's when real happiness and real joy was fulfilled, in my heart. So give yourself grace and just go with God and just allow him to lead you and do that thing what's in your heart. And when you do it with passion, be passionate about it, and love what it is that you're doing. And that's it.
Well, amen. There's no other way that I could think about to end this show. Thank you for being a guest. Thank you for stopping by the studio to let my listeners know about your earrings and the journey, and sharing your story and letting people know that it's okay, that even if you stop doing something, you could always pick things back up, or
yes, you can.
If you start something new, you still have the ability to start something and see it through.
Yes, you do.
So I really appreciate you for coming in and sharing that, and hopefully somebody can get some inspiration from this. And as always, and before we get out of here, for real this time, let the people know how they can follow you, how they can get, how they can order your wonderful pieces.
Okay, so my website is claybytheway.square.site. You also can find me on Facebook. It's Clay by the Way, as well as Instagram. It's Clay by the Way. Make sure to follow me, because I do have giveaways. Follow me, tell a friend to tell a friend, and yeah, come ride with me on my journey.
You also have a shop on Instagram and on Facebook as well, so they can buy your products from there too.
Correct. I have my shop on Instagram and on Facebook.
Okay, well, thank you again for stopping by, and to my listeners, remember, keep pushing forward. You just wanted to say it too?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Terrence P. Elmore, and this is the place where poetry meets conversation. Hit that follow button and turn on your notifications so you won't miss an episode. Check out my blog, thebrownsugarcafe.blog. Also connect with me on Instagram at thebrownsugarcafe. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, remember, keep pushing forward.